We are February 21st, and today I'm back at the apiary just to take a look and figure out if the hives are still alive up to this part of the winter. So today I came with a thermal imagery device. So I'm gonna use this heat gun just to figure out if there is still some heat being generated by the hive that will tell me if they are still alive or not. So as you can see, currently there is a lot of snow that is insulating the hives. From what I can see, I think this one is still alive because there is some kind of chimney going through the snow, some frosting around it, so I know that there is some heat being generated by that hive. This one, there might have been some heat being generated until recently. I'm not so sure. So that one was the hive that was cut out in the middle of July from a roof access, and this one was an open air hive that I cut out on the 30th of August, so very late in the season. So this one, during my last visit of the fall, they had a very big cluster of bees clustering together, so I knew that the population was very high for that one and it had good chance of surviving. This one, the cluster was not formed yet, and I was 95% sure that it was queenless as well. So we will see how they fare today with the heat gun. So let's take a look. So the idea of the heat gun as a tool is to see the temperature against the background. So you can see that the sky looks to be very cold, but the trees themselves look to be hot on the image. But as you can see at the top left, the trees are around 13 to 16 Fahrenheit degrees. So it's still very cold. So we should see a big difference between the hive's heat and the background temperature using that device. So we are going to start with the weak hive. So this is the one that looked like it had a heat vent at the back that start to cover with snow. So I'm gonna use the heat gun, adjust the white balance. So this is the snow. What am I looking at? Alright, so where's the hive? That's the snow, and there's no heat coming out from the hive, I think. Yeah. So, or rather, what's the hot part there? That's where the sun hit on the top foam board. And yeah, no heat coming out from the hive. Or rather, what's the temperature of that? 19 degrees? Yeah. There's no heat coming off from that hive. It looks to be dead. So right now we are looking at the entrance to the second hive. I'm going to get my heat gun in place, adjust the balance, and it looks like there is some heat being generated in the square in the middle of the screen right now. So I'm not so sure. I'll take a look closer. So it might look like there is some heat being generated on the hives in the square area. It looks hotter than the area around it, but I can't get a good reading enough to be so sure. But it looks like there is some heat generated in the hive. If I take a look closer, I am at around 18 Fahrenheit, so it's very low, but I'm still not sure. It's white in the vent. Where is it? Yeah, it looks to be whitish in the vent area of the hive. I cannot get a good reading of the temp. It moves around a bit, but yeah, I think the hive is still alive. I'm gonna go take a look at the back side of this one. So this is the kind of chimney I was talking about, where the heat seems to be coming off from the hive. So there is some frosting around it. It goes up to the hive venting hole, and if I use the heat gun, there is strong heat coming off from that vent in the snow. So I'm pretty sure the hive from the roof cutout is still alive. Yeah, big difference against the snow around it. This is the second one. So the chimney does not go to the hive anymore. It snowed over, but there was some heat coming off from it until recently. And if I use the heat gun, there is still some apparent heat coming off. No, not a lot. So I'm pretty sure that hive is dead, but it looks to be hotter than what's around it. I have some doubts still. But from what I saw in the front, it doesn't look like it's alive. I dug around at the entrance, and if I use the heat gun again at the entrance, so there is no heat being generated at the bottom, and at the top we can clearly see the mesh of the vent, and there is no heat being generated at the mesh. The hot part are only what was exposed to the sun. Alright, so from what I can see with the heat device, this one is most certainly dead. It's a dead out. This one is still alive from the look of it, and the heat gun tells me there is some heat, but from the look of it, it looks to be alive still. There is no bees around laying in the snow. I think there are more at the bottom of the lower entrance. There is still a good part of the winter to still go on. A lot of snow to melt. The temperature are still very low, but it starts to look hotter. The hive looks to be fine still, so I'm crossing my finger it stays alive until spring. This one was weak at the start of a winter. I took a chance on it by not merging them together, and it looks like it did not pay off as expected. So I should be starting the year with one hive here if it still goes as it does right now. I'm hoping for the best still. So I should be back mid-March, hopefully, if the temperature allow it, but I would really like to come as soon as possible to check the stock inside the hive, but the temperature do not allow it for now. We'll see.